Ukrainian troops have been holding out for months in Bakhmut, where the fiercest fighting in a full-scale invasion of Moscow in February 2022 has killed thousands of soldiers and been dubbed the meat grinder. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces said there had been no respite from Russian attempts to take the town, with Ukrainian troops repelling nearly 18 attacks. Russian troops are said to have tried unsuccessfully to advance on 2 villages in the northwest. A General Staff report said Ukrainian forces also repelled 14 attacks on the hotly contested town of Marinka further south, near the main coke-producing town of Avdiivka. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky praised the efforts of troops defending Bakhmut and other areas in the east, but did not specify the situation in the city. A recorded video shows the armed forces of Ukraine with a high-precision GNRLS projectile from the American M142 HIMARS multiple rocket launcher system, destroying the powerful radio-electronic warfare device of the Russian invaders, the R-330Z Zytel automatic jamming station. The press service of the Commando of the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine announced this on its social Facebook page. Russia has nearly 200,000 personnel since the war began, Ukraine's Ministry of Defense reported today, in the 413th day of full-scale war. Between February 24 last year and April 12, Vladimir Putin lost tens of thousands of weapons. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces has revealed that Russia has lost around 180,050 military personnel in the past year and 2 months. These figures are nearly 3 times higher than the number of deaths Russia has suffered in a decade of war in Afghanistan. On the other hand, Ukraine has suffered up to 131,000 casualties, 17,500 soldiers dead and up to 113,500 soldiers injured. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense also revealed that the Russian forces are not alone in suffering, but that their arsenal is also dwindling. The Kremlin has lost 10,689 tanks and armored fighting units, as well as 2,770 artillery units and 2,334 drones. Not only that, Moscow hopes to increase conscription by calling men to serve via email and online. However, this is not aimed at speeding up conscription, the Kremlin claims. While the howitzer Crab may be effective against Russian targets, several systems have also been destroyed by Russian attacks. The Twitter account Ukraine Weapons Tracker shared video of the Crab system being destroyed by a Russian kamikaze drone Lancet in the Donetsk region on Wednesday. Drones have been a key part of Ukraine's defense strategy for nearly 14 months since Russia launched its full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022. Summer saw the launch of the Drone Army Initiative, which called on international donors to provide funds for the Ukrainian military to buy drones, as well as create direct donations of unmanned aerial vehicles. The large stock of drones acquired as a result of the program was revealed in a video shared by a Ukrainian official this month. Ukraine says that more than 7,000 military personnel have been trained to operate the drones. Meanwhile, Wagner Group leader Yevgeny Prigozhin claims his mercenary force, flanked by specialist Russian forces to the north and south, has captured more than 80% of the eastern Ukrainian town of Bakhmut, which has been the scene of the hottest fighting on the front for approximately 10 months. To the southwest of Bakhmut, Russian military bloggers claim that their troops have also advanced on agricultural compounds near Marinka. The expected spring offensive has been framed as a make-or-break chance for Ukraine this year to retake territory held by Russian forces, which make up about a fifth of the country. But the operation was delayed by weather, slow delivery of equipment, and a shortage of ammunition, fueling fears of a stalemate. During one recent operation, drones were first used to identify minefields on the Russian side before 2 small teams were dispatched. The team was able to push back the first line of Russian troops, but the Ukrainians did not advance and attempted to hold the position. News recently emerged that the Wagner Group, despite fighting alongside the Russian army, was accused of making 100 Russian soldiers disappear after they refused to sign a contract with a well-known mercenary. Wagner has been repeatedly accused of war crimes. The group gained international scrutiny after Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Wagner's troops have fought alongside Kremlin troops, playing a key role in aiding Russia's bid to capture the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut. According to Wednesday's assessment from the Institute for the Study of War, members of the Wagner Group reportedly made 100 Russian troops disappear, and they have not been found since Friday. Russian sources report that Russian troops transferred 100 personnel to an unspecified training site in Donetsk Oblast after the Wagner Group threatened them with violence for refusing to sign the contract on April 7, the assessment said. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on April 13 that Russia had lost 180,590 troops in Ukraine since the start of its full-scale invasion on February 24 last year. This number includes the 540 casualties suffered by Russian forces over the past few days. Russian troops are concentrating their efforts on carrying out strikes against Lyman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Marinka in Donetsk Oblast, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported. The Ukrainian military repelled 45 Russian attacks in those areas over the past 24 hours, the General Staff wrote in its morning update. Russia launched 2 missiles, 32 airstrikes, and more than 40 MLRS strikes against Ukrainian positions and civilian infrastructure, read the update. Ukrainian forces reportedly carry out 10 raids on concentrations of Russian troops and equipment. They also attacked 2 Russian ammunition depots and a radar station, and downed 2 Orlan 10 type drones. The General Staff added that the proxies Moscow installed and occupied Ukraine strengthened the counterintelligence regime, carried out so-called screening measures, and restricted the movement of civilians. Western aid played a key role in helping Ukrainian troops push back Russian forces from the northeastern Kharkiv region and parts of southern Kherson last year. Since then, however, the battle has slowed to a drag, and it's unclear whether the additional support will be enough to break the stalemate. In parts of occupied Ukraine, Russia has now dug in with heavily fortified defenses,